comparison. So, you want to talk to that, and you say is when you went to go see it. When did you go see it?
I seen it last night,
Last night. When did it come out?
It came out the 17th.
Oh, on the 17th?
Yeah.
So you say you saw it and, you start making analogy and comparisons to what's going on today. And a lot of movies do speak like that. You get, don't get me wrong. They got their hidden metaphors. You get what I'm saying? And that's what you came in, said you wanted to talk about. You know what I'm saying? What comparison towards reality, or as far as what's going on now? What you think? What you talking about?
I mean, just like how human beings use human beings, or like a race might look at another race
right
as being inferior to them, and then when they see the intelligence in them, they are shocked.
So who would you say the apes are, the monkeys are?
Them apes were like African Americans.
You like that term, African American?
I think it's just stuck in my mind right now.
I like Aborigine.
You like that term too?
Yeah. Because it means original.
Well, I dig what you're saying. I'm putting this in perspective too. Like, this is a movie of a trilogy, because in the beginning, apes couldn't talk or anything like that. They made a drug, and this one ape had a kid. Now, she showed intelligence, but it was in him, and he started talking, and he started learning how to lead and showing other apes how to do certain things.
Let me ask you this. In real life, aren't there apes that can enunciate certain words?
Yeah, but to have conversation with you,
yeah, I understand. That's a whole different story. But go ahead. I'm just speaking on. We just talking on intelligence.
Well. See, here's the thing. What you mentioned is what his mother was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she can say. She might say a word or two,
right?
And it might be astonished and everything. They put her to an aptitude test,
mm-hmm.
and every day she would get smarter,
mm-hmm.
and build something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the first one is about. The second one, you got the group of apes, living out in the forest and everything like that. But it was a virus that hit. It was wiping out human beings. And the survivors were trying to have the apes help them, because it was somewhere where the apes was controlling, that they get power from.
Mm-hmm.
They were peaceful, but, human beings show prejudice.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got one ape, man, that remember his experiments that happened to him, and he was, I guess, felt like he was Nat Turner and stuff like that. And I mean, because this goes into the third one.
Right.
So the third one, they called in the army and stuff like that, and the army went to wipe out the apes and that nature, because they felt like,
message.
yeah, it's definitely a message. They had a virus. They were like, you caused this virus, and you basically go overtake us. That's what the Colonel said. He was like, you're smart as hell. He was like, you can get people together, and it was one named Caesar who was the leader of all of this, who can speak and lead the whole ape army and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was, now the virus, when you have survivors, they start taking away their way to talk, and they start getting into a primitive state, and that scared the human beings.
They start to evolve.
Yeah, so they're looking at the apes, they're evolving. The human beings are starting to digress back into the caveman stage. So they captured the apes, because the humans are having a dispute with each other, different faction armies and stuff. One saying, hey man, we can get this done medically. The other one's like, no, my son has turned into this, and I had to kill him and more of my soldiers, and I'm killing them too. And we gotta get this. We gotta shrink this down until everybody's getting affected. So they captured the apes to build a wall, whipping them. And Caesar was telling them, only way we can get this done faster, food and water. Colonel was like, I don't give a damn about your food and water. Y'all get this done or I'll kill everybody.
Really?
Yeah, so it was deep as hell. Like, it caught me off guard.
I'm gonna check it out, man. I see what you mean. I see now what you mean. I like it. I dig. Okay.
And then, fam, even with the apes, man, like I say, you got one faction like, man, we don't want to kill them unless they bother us. And you got, man, some remember what they did to them and like, nah, they got to go. And that, man, that's just like, you just look at the prejudices out here now. And yes, I've fallen victim and thought about people in a certain way, and not talking to them and stuff like that. And
we all have fell victim, due to stereotypes and propaganda. It's not one person on this earth to say they ain't fell victim to some shit, to racism or whatever, man. None of us can't say that, So it's just, as you get older, how do you evolve from it? You get what I'm saying? Because it was painted a picture a certain way with me about Mexicans. You get what I'm saying? Just like I talked to this one Asian guy, and he said us blacks, African Americans, or like I like to call it, Aborigines, they were painted a certain picture about us. So it's like, as we got older, if we weren't surrounded with people that were level-headed enough in order to give us that proper knowledge to understand certain things, we was just victims.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But as I got older and started to educate myself and get myself self-knowledge and start empowering myself, I started to see different things. So certain things that I thought was logical, it started to be irrational to me, and I started thinking differently. You get what I'm saying?
Real shit, man. You already know this because, man, we was in the class together. Miss Cone.
Okay.
I mean, fam, who took me up to Triton College to take that test? Miss Cone did. Who got me or lent me the money to be a security guard on this, what I'm doing now? Miss Cone did. I mean, I'm going to go see Malcolm X get all militant and shit like that. And find out, now all white people are bad like everybody portray them to.
Hell no, man. I have met some real good white people, man. When I first moved to Oak Park, man, staying over that way, because we stayed over there by Fenwick High School. Over there by like...
Yeah, I remember because I was on East Avenue.
Yeah, Randolph and Eastern over there. And, at times, when I used to get out of school, in like 5th and 6th grade, I went over there to Oliver Wendell Homes right over there on Chicago Avenue, Oak Park. And when I got out of school, and people ask me, like, where does hippie shit come from? And I'm going to be honest with you. That's where I was basically raised by, like, a white hippie family. Not, like, raised like the way people would think, for all you literal motherfuckers. But, like, after school, I kicked it with their kids. I was in their house. You get what I'm saying? So I like ate their food. I seen what they did. So I listened to the music they listened to, and it dawned on me, like the Doors and Jimi Hendrix and goddammit, Black Sabbath. All them. So I seen the culture early, not knowing that this is original Native American spirit, which is Black Indian spirit anyway, that just been transformed and turned into people call it a code and all that, but it's a culture, and that's where the hippie shit come from. It's original. It's for real. It's deep with me. You get what I'm saying? I could take you to the spot in Oak Park and everything else where I lived at, and the people, they probably still left. Mike and Sharon and all them, and they like Mike. You know what I'm saying? He was a white dude. Skinny, beard, they was hippies, man. Like, no bullshit. Like, all out hippies. Neil, Ben, those they sons, Ryan, all them. Those are my homies. We collect cards, baseball cards, comic books, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Listen to music. I used to go to the park with them and chill in the park with them, you know what I'm saying? And all that other shit. Me, the only black dude. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
So I was really introduced to this whole hippie culture. It wasn't like this some shit that I woke up. Nah, this shit been in my spirit since I was like 10 or 11 years old. Like, right hand of God, no bullshit. And I always seen things and felt things different, but it's like, when I got out in the world and basically got free, if like we want to call it free, when we break away from our parents and shit, it's just that it was the street life. Even though certain shit that people didn't make sense to me, but I did it, sometimes just to fit in, at times. But sometimes I felt like, yeah, this is what I need to do. But I knew my spirit was different. You get what I'm saying? I like the whole calm nature shit, but you can't tell somebody who done seen gunshots and drugs in the corner and you can't introduce them to nature. Like, hey, man, get your lame gay ass out of here. You get what I'm saying?
And that fucks me up, man. On just, oh man, that's all I seen. So if I'm showing you showing me something different, you lame or you gay or something like that, you know, it really gets me. If somebody really, they can find. Oh man, I can relate to that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the one thing I love my mother for. We stayed in the city right there on the west side over there on Ferdinand Laverne. And I guess as I started getting, because at 10 years old, that's when that male really finna start getting an understanding of things and how he gonna be as he moving forward. You get what I'm saying? That's like the preteen.
Right.
And I love my mother for getting me out of the city and moving to Oak Park. Her working 2-3 jobs, and you know, my sister raising me just so, you know, we can have a decent roof over our head and decent clothes, just to try to keep up with the culture and the whole fashion and everything, because them kids was brutal we went to school with. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember them fucking days.
And I probably put my mama through shit just to have certain shit, and she probably didn't have it, and she probably, you know, robbed Peter to pay Paul to get it, but she made sure I had it. You did what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I commend her for doing that, you know, as far as like the education wise and putting me in a different setting, because I'm a suburban hood type dude. I can survive in the suburbs and survive in the hood. You get what I'm saying? But to be honest, my best times, because I didn't see a lot of negative shit in the suburbs of Oak Park. I love Oak Park. I will always call that home. You get what I'm saying? I will always call that the hood. I would love to retire there. You get what I'm saying? Because the culture there, I love it. And I never had no problems, even though we did have small problems. And when I first moved there, I did have a small, like, racial problem. You know, next door neighbor across the street, you know, from us at the corner, they went to Philly. Matt, they stayed across the street from each other. They was best friends. You know, I was new on the block and they seen me playing with my homie Gary. My homie Gary, growing up in Oak Park, his name was actually Gary Shandelin. Like, no bullshit. Shout out to Gary Shandelin. That's one of my favorite writers too. Like, no bullshit.
Oh, you did with Gary?
What show did Gary Shandelin used to write?
He had his own show first.
But what black show Gary Shandelin used to write for?
Oh, don't tell me the Jeffersons.
No.
Good Times?
No. Come on, man.
Hold on.
One more popular one. It's one more. You just named the two top. One more.
Not Cosby Show.
No. I'll give you a bonus try. The next most, think of the back in 60s, 70s, 80s. I think they even had ran into the early 90s.
What's happening?
No. Sanford and Son. Yes, research that.
No, I ain't got to research it. I believe you.
Gary Shandling. Used to write for Sanford and Son.
No, I believe it.
No bullshit.
That's fucked up because I used to watch his own show.
Yeah, I used to watch the Gary Shandling show. That was my shit.
And the one he was that
came out in early 90s.
No, that was in the 80s.
What, Gary Shandling show?
Yeah, now the one when he was.
The show was 80s.
That was in.
Okay. I'm talking about the one where he had the apartment.
Yeah.
That was the 80s?
Yeah, that was the 80s.
Okay. I thought that was the 90s. Okay. Yeah, he used to write for the Sanford and Son. But, yeah, my buddy, his name was Gary Shandling. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I met him through them. And, you know, and my homie Gary actually introduced me to tennis. We used to play, like, racquetball, like, tennis off, because it was a big-ass brick building on the corner of Randolph and Wesley. So he stayed at that apartment right there in the corner. And, you know, we used to take the tennis racket and just hit the tennis balls off that. So, you know, that's how I learned how to do tennis and shit, you know? So, just different culture just introduced me to different things, and that's how I got athletically around it with a lot of stuff, too. So, but anyway, so these guys, Matt and Matt over there, and, you know, just seeing me playing with Gary, I was just out one day. So, while I was out, goddammit, I